What up, YouTube? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is the beginning of another week. Monday suck day. So we found some disturbing information. Definitely disturbing. Looks like old Narky Narc might be a bit of an addict, might be a bit of an abuser. Could explain some of his odd behavior. But something else came up that I felt was kind of odd. 7Q appears to be upset. He's a little upset that I brought up the drug usage, which I find odd because all he supposedly does is weed. And all he does is weed. Nobody is in his family is involved in meth anymore. Right? But as soon as I made the pill abuse video about narc, he's calling me illogical and retarded and all the normal stuff that he does. But he was kind of, he wasn't paying attention. He was just ignoring me. He was doing his own thing. I wasn't really bothering him. But for some reason, talking about the abuse of opioids and the possible usage of Adderall really set off 7Q, right? He just, all of a sudden, he's mad at me again. Seems very odd, if you ask me. Why would that trigger you? Right? All the bullshit, all the fucking horse shit that goes on YouTube, right? That's what triggers you. I don't know. Something might be there. And I would ask all of you to watch the response to this video and the previous one. Watch the response. It'll kind of tell you everything you need to know, right? Once you start poking the right weak spot, you're going to get a reaction, and that's where you know the problems lie. So I would ask everybody to just keep an eye out, see where the hate falls. That's how I always gauge what's true and what's not, is where the hate falls. But if it's true, right, we only have some like circumstantial evidence, but I'd say it's pretty good evidence, right? It's certainly better than anything that the narc side of YouTube has put out recently. Right, the best they have is edited YouTube clips and edited Google searches where they scrub out someone's age and crudely type in a different age, try to present it as fact. That's the best they've got, right? I put out something real, and it triggers somebody who's been involved in drugs in the past. Very odd to me. But we're going to keep going down this path. We're going to keep putting out information, right? It's just what we do, even though these guys don't want to see it. Like I said, I'm blocked from tagging narc. I can't tag him in anything. And I mean, I haven't even really gone into him yet. I guess he's just getting ready. For what's coming. I don't know. I mean, he seems to never show fear about anything, right? He never shows any hesitation about anything. But all of a sudden now, he doesn't want any smoke. That's weird, if you ask me. But as far as the 7Q things goes, what set you off, 7Q? Did I hurt your feelings because I said weed was a gateway drug? Is that what it was? Are you abusing pain medication? Is that what it was? I mean, you do work a very physical lifestyle, assuming you actually work and you don't just sit in your car while your slave labor does all the work. Um, which, I mean, given the fact that you're always on YouTube commenting, I would kind of assume that you're not the one actually doing the work. And if you are doing the work and you still have time to be on YouTube commenting all the time, that probably implies that you're taking some other substances that are giving you the energy to do that, even though you're working a physical job. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Wonder what those could be. But typically, you can kind of see that with like family history, right? So, I mean, as long as his family doesn't have a history of the abuse of any kind of illicit substances, oh, I think they do. All right, is that what triggered you, 7Q? Right, and he says it's illogical, right? The man who attacked a different guy than the guy that he hates and then has never attacked the guy that he hates is telling me that something is illogical. I'm going to need an explanation of that. I can tell you that right now. So just to reiterate what happened, right? Just because we got that short YouTube memory. He goes and, shits all over Juan. And then his excuse for doing so is that he hates Billy. He hates Billy so much. Well, not one time has he ever gone after Billy, but he's calling me illogical. If I don't like someone, I go after the person I don't like. I don't go after a completely different person and then never go after the person I don't like. That doesn't make sense. But you're calling me illogical. Maybe he's so logical that I just don't understand it. He's just so far beyond me, I guess. Is that like the drug-induced genius? You have that JF Trucker genius right now? Like you're just so much smarter than the rest of us because the drugs give you like some kind of insight? I don't know. But it definitely triggered him. I would say watch Narc. Well, don't watch Narc, so never mind. I take that back. But it would be interesting to see if Narc stops putting his hands in videos. Now that the evidence is out there, right? He just conveniently won't show his fingers on screen anymore, I bet. But don't watch him, guys. That's how we win, is don't watch. Once he's alone with his own misery, that's when it'll hit as hard as it can, you know? Let's see who's here today. All right, we got 21. What's going on? Elite's here, always here for the drama. The new John David, that's not the old John David because they have a different name, is here. Bowl of the Woods. Cordova's here. What's up, Cordova? What's up, bestie? But all you guys missed was it wasn't anything major. I just felt I would comment on it because who knows, it might stir some shit up, right? We're all here for the drama. But you notice 7Q's been kind of quiet. You know, he hasn't been in the Discord channel. He hasn't really been commenting on videos. He's just been kind of doing his own thing. Well, when I shared the live feed of Narc's pill usage, possible drug abuse, apparently that triggered 7Q. Something there in that video triggered 7Q because he shared it and then called me retarded. And so I'm like, he didn't like something I said. He didn't like something I said. So I don't know if it was just because I said weed was a gateway drug, or maybe it had something to do with meth and heroin or pill abuse. You know, I don't know. Something set him off, though. So there's something there. That's what triggered him. So I don't know. And of course, he'll never just say, right? He'll never make a video back and talk all kinds of fuck you this and fuck you that. I would argue against that, John David. I would, that we're not all just retarded, right? Because there's a difference between like absolute stupidity and then like moments of stupidity, if you want to call it that. He could be elite. I don't know. He could be. I mean, how do you afford a big ass house with land and a fucking airplane, but you're like an ex-convict who owes taxes to the IRS, right? Kind of suspicious if you're not a dealer anymore, right? Just my opinion. But oh, and then how do you finance your son's block laying business when you're a convict who owes taxes to the IRS, right? I don't know. Seems kind of strange to me. Maybe he is he's supplying someone. There's a reason why 7Q's over there in Narc's chat all the time. There's a reason why 7Q knows who Narc is, right? Maybe that's the missing link. Maybe that's why 7Q is so upset. And if anybody's upset by this, opinion of mine, this thought process here, just know that I watched a documentary and I can't remember the name of it. So that's all the proof I need, guys. That's all the proof I need. It's good enough for TC Boggs. It's good enough for me, right? I watched a documentary and I can't remember what the name of it was, but in that documentary, it clearly said that that 7Q's dad is Narc's drug supplier. That's all the evidence I need, right? It's in the documentary, guys. You can't argue with me. But it just seems odd that he would be triggered by the drug thing, because I wasn't even directing it at him. I was directing it at Narc, and supposedly he doesn't fuck with Narc. Well, now he's over there in Narc's chats. Now he's mad at me again, right? Not that he ever liked me, but he's like gone from just kind of ignoring me to now he's upset. So there's something there. There's something there, right? Just like Ike, right? Ike doesn't talk to me. Ike doesn't care about me. He doesn't watch. But as soon as I started talking about UConn talking to underage girls, he comes out of the fucking woodwork. Exactly, Bull of the Woods. I saw it on TV. So, yeah, I think that's probably what's really going on here. And I mean, Narc himself has made the joke, right? He's tried to hide it with humor. When he put out that video talking about where Tim's wife works, or ex-wife, or whatever the fuck it is going on with those two, I don't care about their relationship. But when he put out the video, he said, "Oh, she's selling pills from the nursing home. Maybe I'll buy some off of her." And then there was like a pause, and he goes, "'Cause I used to do that." And then he laughed nervously, and I'm like, oops, told on yourself. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. That maybe that's how he knows all these people. I mean, look at Winzard. Tell me that dude ain't on some shit. Every time that dude's gone live, he's blitzed out of his fucking mind and he's listening to like rave music, right? Most ravers at least take psychedelics. I would agree with you, Flatbed. But the problem is he'll unblock you to come attack you if he thinks you're right about something, right? So like I said, as soon as I started talking about UConn's extramarital affairs with underage women, he comes out of the woodwork and starts commenting with a troll account. So he'll drop the comment and then reblock you, I bet. That's the kind of bitch he is. All right. And then the whole thing with Billy, like the striking of Billy's channel. I get it that Billy took his video, right? That was probably not a good idea. But at the same time, it's like a guy whose entire fucking channel is based on putting up other people's videos is mad that somebody put up somebody else's video. He is the biggest phony on YouTube, John David, 100%. Everything about him is fake, even the Texas bullshit. I want to see him like stub his toe while he's live and like hear his actual accent. He'll be in the middle. He's like, "Oh, doggone, and fucking Ike Stevens over here in the Texas." Then he'll stub his toe and he's like, "Oh, son of a bitch!" And you're like, "Whoa, what was that?" "Oh, that was nothing. That was nothing. I really do sound like this. This really is my accent. It's totally not something I make up for the camera." 100% that dude is fake as fuck. Even his whole like Christian attitude is all fucking fabricated because he does shit all the time that isn't Christian. So, but he's not the druggie we're talking about. I don't think Ike's a druggie, to be perfectly honest. If he was, he'd probably be a lot thinner. So he's probably not a druggie. But as far as the druggies in our little community, I mean, if you remember back in the day and when NFG was popping, everybody in there bragged about all the drugs they did, all the meth they did, all the coke they did, telling all their party hardy stories. But then it's like they want to act like they're not doing drugs now, right? I mean, birds of a feather flock together. Your hemorrhoids are flared up today. But that's what was in there. I can't relate to that. You know, and then the same people that are calling Joey a racist are dropping N-bombs and talking about racial purity over there in fucking the Zello room. Right? They're harboring a dude who's got pictures of him being a racist. The Randy Gray dude, right? Like with Thor, it's like, yeah, he has the flag, but I've never seen him marching at a rally. I just know that flag's a little odd. Randy Gray was marching in Klan robes. You can Google Randy Gray and fucking pictures of him come up and wearing Klan robes. This dude is like best friends with a lot of those NFG guys that are calling Joey a racist. Randy Gray and Boggs used to talk on the phone. I don't know about anybody else, but if I had a liberal wife, they'd probably be pretty pissed off to find out I was talking to a fucking, a raging racist on the phone every day, like buddies. Just throwing that out there. And don't get me wrong, guys, like we're all hypocrites in some way or another. We definitely are. But I feel like there's levels to it, and these guys take it to such a fucking extreme. Such a fucking extreme every time. You should probably not do that, John David. And definitely don't talk about it on the internet. There was a dude who bragged about doing like a 1,200-mile trip straight on Facebook, and he actually got investigated by the DOT because people were like reporting him. They were tagging Department of Transportation on his posts and shit, and he actually did get investigated. So definitely not something you want to fucking. Definitely don't want to brag about that on the internet anymore if you do it. I won't tattle on you, but I will give you sound advice and say don't tell anybody. Probably the best idea. Or if you do, always say haha, just kidding at the end of it to kind of protect yourself. But yeah, that's oh, he's a retired pimp. Living on the edge, that's the way. Living on the edge. Just don't start injecting opioids and abusing Adderall. Don't go that far on the edge. Or if you are going to go that far on the edge, I would advise you to watch a short documentary. Don't bother remembering the name, but watch a short documentary that proves your point so you don't have to like give any evidence. That's the best way. That's what I do. Anytime I want to do something I shouldn't, I just make sure that I watch a documentary I can't remember right before I do. That way I can use that as evidence. Always a solid strategy. But all right, guys. Yeah, you're right, Elite. There's a lot of fucking drug users. More than you would think, considering like all these dudes are truck drivers, most of them, right? They got to pass drug tests and shit. But anyway, guys, that's what I got for this one. I just thought it was odd that fucking 7Q was upset. But oh well. Oh well. We'll get back on this narc drug usage. Maybe I'll read his truck crash that led to him becoming an opioid abuser. That truck crash that, of all people, GW Bowles might have been onto something. Like, who would have fucking expected that for GW Bowles to actually be kind of right about something? I don't know, 21. I think the only person that's going to be at Matt's that what might beat up Narc is Ike. And unfortunately, the only move Ike knows is shaking baby foo. It's when you lightly grab someone's shoulder and then shake them a little bit. That's the only combat moves that Ike knows. So, I mean, maybe he'll shake Narc around again. I don't know, but I don't think anybody else is going to Matt's that's going to kick the shit out of Narc. I mean, Matt's is pretty close to West Virginia. Maybe fucking Tim will show up and go full throttle. Who knows? Or maybe like Jason will be standing in the doorway to the convention center with his big fat fucking lower lip sticking out, his pouty face, and Narc will trip on it and fall. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But that's what I got for this one, guys. We'll see you in the next one. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll keep up with all the drama.